Sports fans, do not miss our live post-game show coming up tonight after the Hawks-Cavaliers game. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll have video and stats and all sorts of analysis that you won't get anywhere else. So join us right here on our YouTube channel tonight, right after Hawks-Cavaliers. You in? While many have speculated that the reason Goran Dragic hasn't flashed the potential he showed in Phoenix while playing with the Heat is that he's not compatible with the ball domination of Dwayne Wade. And if you look at the off-on numbers, you would agree with that assertion, as the net rating when Dragic and Wade played together was a plus 1.9 in the regular season. When Dragic played without Wade, the offense picked up a bit, the defense became very stingy, and the net rating was plus 9.5. However, the playoffs have shown an about-face. With Dragic and Wade playing together the last several games, the Heat have been a plus 16.3, while Dragic on his own only nets them a negative 0.5. Goran Dragic was the key to the Miami Heat's win last night, showing flashes of what got fans so excited in Phoenix and Houston. Let's take a look at how he scored and why. Of course, it was Wade's willingness to give up the ball that enabled Dragic to push, find a good shot, and knock it down. Dragic is certainly anything but orthodox when it comes to his attack or his footwork, and on this out-of-bounds play, a simple handoff into a ball screen allows Dragic to find a seam into the paint for his patented pull-up jumper. And you know he's in a good frame of mind when he gets an outlet pass, doesn't slow down, puts on the afterburners, and finishes with an extended Euro and free throws. Another live ball turnover hurt the Raptors, and as Dragic penetrates, DeMarre Carroll closes in, and while Dragic gets his chicken wing out, Carroll also is initiating contact, and this is a good playoff no call. More transition for Dragic, who is often faster with the ball than most without it. Wade has no desire to run out there, but when they can take advantage of this, it's a must. And if Dragic grabs the offensive rebound, you're in trouble. He pushes it straight down the court, Lowry is way too slow stopping the ball, and it's a nice easy pull-up from 15. On this out-of-bounds play, Dragic gets the handoff into ball screen, pistol action. DeRozan steps out to try and change his direction to no avail, Joseph can't recover, and Dragic stops on a dime for the pull-up bank. While this was a simple high pick and roll, the Raptors turned it into a three-point bonanza, every man for himself. It looked to me like Whiteside got there and was set, Joseph tries to fight through and ends up giving up a 4-point play. After a bit of a stalled out possession that started out pretty promising, good defense by Toronto covers it all up. This turns into an isolation out top with the shot clock winding down, and Dragic continues his hot night. Goran was in complete control last night, and they started setting him drag screens in delayed transition. On the second inside ball screen by Whiteside, Dragic rejects it, takes a trip around the world, Norman Powell does not stay with him, and he pulls up along the baseline. And clinging to a 2-point lead, desperate for some separation, they run Wade out top for the straight high pick and roll. Wade uses the screen, then twists back to the inside ball screen, forcing Dragic's man to bump down on Whiteside, leaving it way too open. Now let's zoom to the final 19 seconds, where the Raptors made an improbable comeback to make the game interesting. Down 6 with one timeout left, the Raptors run a simple pin down for Ross, who had been hot, but Whiteside gets there, pressures the shot, and in the scrum for the loose ball, somehow ends up off of the Heat. On the out-of-bounds play, a simple cross screen for DeRozan by Ross, who doesn't even really set it, but gets him a cut to the weak side corner. Watch Valanciunas take out Wade in what can only be considered a missed call, but give credit to Ross for getting his feet set behind the line and nailing the shot. Again, not much to worry about. The Raptors have to foul and Heat need only make one free throw. But then the wheels fell off. Spoelstra split Dragic and Wade off the Joe Johnson screen, but Johnson was completely ineffective making any contact on anybody. As a result, no one is completely open. Dang misses a window when Wade was open to throw it, holds it a beat too long, but watch how Corey Joseph literally tackles Wade as the ball gets thrown in. The refs inexplicably don't call it, and here's the thing, the ball never got touched, so the clock doesn't start till Richardson and Ross fall on top of the ball in a scrum. But wait, watch the replay. DeRozan tipped the ball. You can see how the ball rotates differently after it touches his fingers. The clock should have just about ran out by the time they called the foul on the other side of the court. And somehow, they came up with the call on Richardson when both players seemed to have an equal shot at the ball. Ross hit the first free throw, but it misses the second, which comes back to completely haunt the Raptors. I know you want to have good rebounders in there, but Spoelstra might have made a mistake not putting in either Haslam or Stoudemire in there, both significantly better free throw shooters than Whiteside. Of course, it was clear this was a foul situation. Spoelstra should have known this. Whiteside promptly splits the pair and sets us up for this. The Heat could have fouled immediately in the backcourt and not allowed the Raptors a chance to tie it. Or they could have waited about a second, then double teamed. By the time that Lowry passed it to a teammate, the clock would have expired. Instead, they allow Lowry to dribble up without pressure and launch an almost completely open half-court shot. Insanity, right? But wait, let's look at Lowry's foot after he fumbled the pass. That actually should have been rolled up the court to save half a second. Of course, Lowry steps out of bounds right in front of the ref, but the ref didn't see it. This shot should never have counted, and perhaps in a ball don't lie moment, the Heat outscore the Raptors by 6 in the overtime to take a game that was rightfully theirs in regulation.